Well, it is big and it's bad, and it's finally been unleashed for the media.
The Army's counter rocket and mortar system, also known as a CRAM, was demonstrated today on Fort Sill. A group of soldiers finishing up their week-long training course showed us what this gun can do by exploding mortars in the sky on post.
7 News Nightside reporter Catherine Giese went to Fort Sill today and got a chance to see the CRAM in action and learn a little about that gun's history. Catherine.
Dave, it's an interesting story. The CRAM was originally used by the Navy on ships as their last line of defense. The Army implemented them around 2004 when they decided they had to figure out a way to combat deadly mortar and rocket attacks to bases overseas. It's a high-tech piece of machinery with one simple mission.
It's like shooting a large bullet with a lot of smaller bullets to knock it out of the air.
Command crews monitor the CRAM while radars monitor the skies. When an enemy mortar, rocket, or plane enters the area, the radar communicates with the gun, signaling an alert.
Fire. Now you'll be able to tell which weapon it is by which...
At today's live fire, dummy ammunition and mortars were used, which is why we didn't see or hear any huge explosions. But in combat, the fireworks would happen in mid-air where it's safe, instead of on the ground. So instead of a light show in the sky, the mortar disintegrated, making what looked like glitter fall to the ground. You'll see flashes of light falling from the top of your screen.
That puff of smoke, that alert goes off, and that is the 4 to 5 seconds soldiers need to seek cover that will save their lives.
Staff Sergeant Marcio survived a mortar attack when he was deployed.
I heard some whistling in the air, explosions on the ground, and at first I woke up out of it. I didn't think anything of it until it got louder and closer.
Those alarms sounded, urging soldiers to take cover.
I started hearing explosions, but not on the ground anymore, but in the air.
That experience is what led Staff Sergeant Marcio to lead today's training, paying it forward, knowing that this big gun will save so many more.
Systems like this, I will say, are vital to our Army. Without them, well, you're putting soldiers at risk that we don't need to put at risk.
The CRAM spits out hundreds of 20-millimeter rounds at one 82-millimeter mortar, moving so fast we couldn't see it with our own eyes, let alone the camera. Back to you.
Thanks, Catherine. And today's live fire was an event put on by the Delta Battery. They're about 2 days from completing their annual week-long training on the CRAM.